Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Government House. My name is Hugh Borroman. I'm the Governor's Official Secretary and I'll be the Master of Ceremonies for today. Firstly, can I thank you all for bearing with us and coming the long way around. I don't know if you had a chance to read the explanation. At the moment, the main entrance of the building, the state entrance, has got steps and it is impossible to traverse for people in a wheelchair or with mobility challenges. Her Excellency and Mr Bunton are very strongly of the view that Government House is a house for all South Australians, and that means that everyone should be able to come through the front door on equal terms. Now, because of the age, the heritage consideration, the engineering of the building, it turns out the only way to achieve that is to raise the ground level outside. So that is what is taking place. And the next round of these ceremonies later in the year, everyone will be able to come through the front door from now and into the future. So once again, thank you for bearing with us. This is the second of 4 ceremonies to present Australian honours, most of which were announced on Australia Day earlier this year. Can I please ask that you turn your mobile phones to silent? We also ask that there's no photography during the ceremony. As you can see, we have an official photographer, and at the end of the ceremony, you're more than welcome to take photographs here or indeed anywhere else in the house. The event is being live streamed on our YouTube channel and will be archived on our website so that you can review it later or show it to people who are unable to be here today. Can I ask you at this stage to join me please in thanking the band of the 1027th Battalion Royal South Australian Regiment Australian Army for their contribution. I will now announce the arrival of the official party. They are Mr Michael Brown, MP, representing the Premier, Mr Tim Whetstone, MP, representing the Leader of the Opposition, Commander Tony Ryder, Commanding Officer, HMAS Encounter, Lieutenant Colonel Darren Tyson, representing the Army Area Representative South Australia, Group Captain Darren Jones, representing the Senior Air Force Representative South Australia, Deputy Commissioner Linda Williams, representing the Commissioner of Police, and Mrs Irma Ranieri, the Commissioner for Public Sector Employment. If you are able, can I please ask you now to stand for the arrival of Her Excellency the Governor and Mr Bunton, and to remain standing for the playing of the Vice-Regal Salute.
Please be seated, everyone. Good morning and welcome. I'm going to start in the way I always do on Kaurna country with an acknowledgement in language. Kaurna, Bogana Ailia, Kaurna Miana Ailia, Yaichi Miana Ailia, Kumitana, Yartananku. Nyatuna Tampindi, Kaurna Miana, Yaichi Atamatina, Pukininanku, Yalaka, Takaricha. I acknowledge and pay my respects to Aboriginal people here this morning, whether from Kaurna country or other lands and regions. And I also acknowledge the Kaurna as the traditional custodians from the past, today, and into the future. Now, Rod and I are so pleased that you're here with us this morning. We know that for some of you, it will be your first time at Government House. We certainly don't want you to be overawed by the height of the ceilings or the chandeliers or the red carpet or anything else. This is a formal occasion, certainly, but it is also a deeply personal one, and we really want you all to enjoy it. We know there are others who've been here many times before, but on special occasions we can sometimes feel, my goodness, this is all a bit much. Please be reassured, it will be enjoyable, it will be fun. It's a wonderful day of celebration. And I want to start obviously by congratulating the recipients of the awards that were announced on Australia Day in this 50th anniversary year of the Order of Australia. We'll have more to say about recipients shortly, but for those of you who are here supporting them, let me also thank you for what you do, because in most cases, those who are listening today wouldn't have been able to do what they're doing without your love and support. So please, this will be a day to remember please enjoy it. Awards in the Order of Australia are given for extraordinary achievement, exceptional or outstanding service. And when you think about it, it all adds up to something quite extraordinary. Guests will know intimately the service of the person they're here to support, but in the course of the ceremony, you will come to understand what others have done also, and that makes the whole ceremony, in my view, even more than the sum of the parts. When we celebrate extraordinary occasions, we typically have special people with us, and Hugh, as Official Secretary, has already acknowledged our elected representatives. The Premier and the Leader of the Opposition are represented by Members of Parliament. Our Service Chiefs and SAPOL are represented. Today's ceremony is a special one. I mean, they all have a particular characteristic, but today we also have, in addition to the Commissioner for Public Sector Employment, we have the heads or their representatives of the Metropolitan Fire Service, the Country Fire Service, the South Australian Ambulance Service, the South Australian State Emergency Services, and the South Australian Fire and Emergency Services Commission. That sounds like a lot, but when you think about it, it takes a lot of very skilled people to keep a community like ours safe. I also want to just draw attention to some people you may not know. Rick Morris here in the front row, who represents South Australia on the Order of Australia, on the Council for the Order of Australia, and also for the Australian Bravery Decorations Council. We always need someone fighting our corner, as it were, and it's Rick. I also want to acknowledge Noel Hender, OAMBEM, who is here representing the Chair of the Order of Australia Association South Australia Chapter, and Andy McFarlane, PSM, who is President of the Public Service Medal Association here in South Australia. So we've got quite a lot of people here, a special occasion. It is always the case, I think, that recipients of these honours are very self-deprecating. They don't seek recognition, they just do what they do. And it's quite normal at these ceremonies for someone to come up to me afterwards and say, yes, actually, I was the one, or I was one of the ones who didn't think it could possibly be me, and when that email arrived, I deleted it. So in this age of phishing and being careful about which emails you click on, I think that what that does is further amplify, I guess, the modesty and the service of those we're recognising today. They are all there, though, because an Australian nominated them. And I want to really encourage you. You'll leave Government House today, I hope, inspired by what you've seen. I hope you'll be also inspired to nominate other people for these awards, because there are many, many South Australians who are worthy of this recognition. And my final hope is that those I'm investing today will wear their insignia. I'm wearing my neck decoration today. It's a very special occasion. Normally I would wear a pin in recognition of the fact that I'm a companion of the Order of Australia. The only time I don't wear that is when I'm gardening. So I hope you will do the same. I know a number of you are very sporty. It's probably not sensible to wear it while you're riding your bike on your daily 100 kilometres or whatever it is. But please sort of get to grips with what you can wear when. There are miniatures to wear with black tie on occasions when that's required. So I hope when I see you out and about, and I will, that I'll be able to look you in the eye and say, great to see you wearing it. Official Secretary, I think we're ready to commence.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been appointed members of the Order of Australia in the General Division. Mr. Robert Ian Chapman is recognised for significant service to the financial sector and to Australian rules football. Mr. Chapman is a household name in South Australia for his business acumen, leadership capacities and his generous nature. As former Chief Executive Officer of St George Banking Group and Managing Director of Bank SA, He is a tireless supporter of our business sector, responsible for attracting top talent to our state. He is Executive Chairman of Chapman Capital Partners, an advisory company which has raised funds for approximately 30 start-up businesses in South Australia in recent years. He is also Chair of the Board of Adelaide Airport, Chair of Barossa Valley Water Company Barossa Infrastructure, and a Director of Cooper's Brewery. Mr Chapman is a former Director of Export Finance Australia and a Senior Fellow of the Financial Services Institute of Australasia. He spent 14 years on the Adelaide Football Club's board, including 12 as Chair. During his leadership, the club secured control of its licence from the SANFL, transitioned home games to the Adelaide Oval, established a Premier-winning women's team, and built a strong financial foundation for the club. Mr Robert Ian Chapman. Rob. Professor Stephen Peter MacDonald is recognised for significant service to kidney medicine as an administrator, researcher and clinician. Professor MacDonald's contributions to renal medicine have transformed both clinical practices and patient outcomes, especially in the areas of dialysis, transplantation and kidney disease prevention. His early experience as a medical student in remote Aboriginal communities in the Northern Territory profoundly shaped his approach, driving his lifelong passion for addressing the medical and social factors that contribute to kidney disease. Through his work with SA Health, Professor MacDonald led the establishment of 13 dialysis centres across South Australia, expanding access to life-saving treatments for rural and regional patients. Professor MacDonald's influence extends to the academic sphere, where he has played an essential role in shaping the education of medical students, residents and nephrology fellows. As the director of the Adelaide Epicentre, a collaboration between the University of Adelaide Medical School, the Central Adelaide Local Health Network and the South Australian Health and Medical Research Institute, Professor MacDonald plays a key role in advancing clinical research and improving the translation of evidence into practice. Professor MacDonald's work with the Australian and New Zealand Dialysis and Transplant Registry has helped to shape national policies, leading to better care delivery and improved survival rates for patients undergoing dialysis. Professor Stephen Peter MacDonald. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been awarded the Public Service Medal. Ms. Kerry Beck is recognised for outstanding public service in social justice, child protection and family services. A fierce advocate for those who are disempowered, disadvantaged, oppressed and vulnerable, Ms. Beck is an agent of change. She has dedicated over 3 decades to helping South Australia's most vulnerable people, ensuring their voices are heard and respected, working to reduce barriers and developing systems that are client-centred, particularly for children. The Director of Safer Family Services within the Department of Human Services, Ms. Beck has driven reform focused on the safety of people experiencing homelessness and children entering the statutory child protection system. Through partnership with Aboriginal leaders, Ms. Beck also led the development, through yarning circles, of an Aboriginal cultural practices framework for safer family services. Ms. Kerry Beck. Mr. Adam James Reid is recognised for outstanding public service in industry development and economic growth. A public servant of 20 years standing and now the Chief Executive of the Department of State Development, Mr. Reid is responsible for delivering sustainable economic growth and a resilient economy that is driven by industry development, science and innovation policy, and program delivery. Among his achievements, he led the purchase and planning of the Tonsley Innovation District following the closure of Mitsubishi. He also led the development and implementation of the government's response to the closure of Holden, including the Northern Economic Plan, supporting industries and communities most seriously affected by the auto industry closure. In 2012, Mr. Reid developed and implemented South Australia's Manufacturing Works Strategy and went on to develop the subsequent Advanced Manufacturing Strategy in 2023. He has actively driven and led the South Australian Defence Industry Workforce and Skills Action Plan, which addresses the AUKUS nuclear-powered submarine project. Mr. Adam James Reid. Mr. Peter Tsokas is recognised for outstanding public service in local government, leading the City of Unley in strategic and environmental planning and reform. As Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Tsokas led the City of Unley's world-first project to identify and monitor tree canopy changes, with the aim of encouraging residents to plant and retain trees. The project includes an app which enables residents to view the proportion of tree canopy cover on their property. In May 2021, the Council recorded a top score for greenhouse gas emissions reduction in the Informed City Climate Change Government Assessment. This environmental work earned Mr. Tsokas and the Mayor of Unley an invitation to the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference in Dubai. Mr. Tsokas has also delivered several key City of Unley strategies, including the cultural, living well, active ageing and environmental strategies, as well as the asset management and open space plans. Mr. Peter Tsokas. Your Excellency, the following recipient has been awarded the Australian Fire Service Medal. Mr. Charles Samuel Thomas is recognised for distinguished service as a member of an Australian Fire Service. In 23 years with the South Australian Metropolitan Fire Service, Mr. Thomas has been a first response firefighter, aerial firefighter, technical rescuer and a station officer who is highly regarded for his inspirational leadership. Over that time, he has diligently worked to build relationships between firefighters and the South Australian MFS, as well as the local community and key stakeholders. He has made a significant contribution to the MFS Road Awareness Program, which delivers education programs to young people and their parents on decision-making and the responsibilities of being a road user. The program provides an honest and open insight into the experience of firefighters working road crash rescues and provides a hard-hitting, realistic view of road trauma. Mr. Thomas has built community relationships by facilitating fundraising and charity events, such as Ride to Climb, where firefighters cycle from Adelaide to Melbourne to complete the 28-storey Melbourne firefighter stair climb wearing turnout gear and breathing apparatus. Throughout his career, Mr. Thomas has exemplified the values of professionalism, respect and integrity. Mr. Charles Samuel Thomas. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been awarded the Ambulance Service Medal. Mr. Anthony William Clark is recognised for distinguished service as a member of an Australian ambulance service. Mr. Clark has served the community of South Australia for more than 36 years as a paramedic and clinical leader in the South Australian Ambulance Service. In his current role as State Duty Manager, he is responsible for managing tactical and operational requirements, Major Incident Command, and overseeing staff occupational health, safety and welfare. In 2005 and 6, he travelled to the Solomon Islands and East Timor to provide pre-hospital care to serving soldiers and police, and also shared his extensive knowledge to train local staff. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Mr. Clark demonstrated outstanding leadership during a challenging period of unprecedented demand. He exemplifies the values of a professional paramedic and leader within an emergency ambulance service. Mr. Anthony William Clark. Mr. John Stewart Simpson is recognised for distinguished service as a member of an Australian ambulance service. For the past 31 years, Mr. Simpson has been an active operational volunteer with the SA Ambulance Service, giving many hours of his time to provide emergency medical care, reassurance and support to his Woodner community and surrounding districts. He stepped in when the local team was struggling for volunteers to crew the ambulance, with his volunteer rostered service averaging 300 to 400 hours per month. In 2007, he was appointed to his current position of volunteer team leader and further demonstrated his commitment and passion to the service with the recruitment, mentoring and training of new volunteers. Mr. Simpson's commitment to volunteering is widely recognised as exemplary. Known for being pragmatic and determined, his distinguished and diligent service is highly respected within the SA Ambulance Service and his community. Mr. John Stewart Simpson. Your Excellency, the following recipient has been awarded the Emergency Services Medal. Mr. Darrell Clifford Wright is recognised for distinguished service as a member of an Australian emergency service. Mr. Wright has contributed significantly to the safety and well-being of the community through his key South Australian State Emergency Service roles in emergency management, marine rescue operations, response coordination and operational duties during major rescues, storms and flooding events. After serving with the South Australian Police, he joined the organisation in 2006. He has chaired the SA Volunteer Marine Rescue Council for more than 18 years and provided stewardship and continuity for marine rescue governance arrangements. He has held the statutory role of Deputy State Coordinator for more than 14 years, accountable for SES operations, including major incidents which activate state and national emergency management arrangements, as well as other incidents including the 2019-20 bushfires, the COVID-19 response, and the 2022-23 River Murray floods. He has also been deployed interstate as a task force commander following the Queensland floods and Cyclone Yasi. His leadership and coordination skills were instrumental in managing the response efforts and ensuring the safety and well-being of crews and affected communities. Mr. Darrell Clifford Wright. Your Excellency, the following recipients have been awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in the General Division. Professor Claudine Sharon Bonda is recognised for service to medical research. Professor Bonda is head of the Vascular Biology and Cell Trafficking Laboratory at the Centre for Cancer Biology, an alliance between the University of South Australia and SA Pathology. Her research interests focus on understanding the blood vasculature in diseases such as cancer, heart disease and diabetes. She currently leads a team of enthusiastic and dedicated staff and students across a broad program with established academic and commercial collaborators in Australia, the US and Europe. Under her leadership, approximately $11 million in grant funding has come to South Australia, 6 patents have been filed, and new partnerships with multinational companies have been forged. She is a senior scientific advisor to Carina Biotech, a company that develops novel cells to combat solid tumours, and TechSite, a company that makes the medical device bio-invisible. Professor Claudine Sharon Bonda. The late Mr. David Hewitson is recognised for service to football as an administrator. His medal will be received on behalf of the family by his widow, Mrs. Janet Hewitson. For more than 30 years, the late Mr. Hewitson contributed significantly to football in South Australia as a player, coach, referee, manager, administrator and mentor. Passionate about football and growing the game, he was committed to the development of junior talent by providing structured pathways and competitions in a safe and nurturing environment. He served for 15 years as a director on the Football SA board and was also a member of the Football SA Life Membership Advisory Committee, the Football SA Project Control Group and the Football SA Museum Committee. He was chairman of the South Australian Junior Soccer Association and was its delegate to Football SA for 2 years. A life member of the Noarlunga District's Junior Soccer Association and South Australia Junior Soccer Association, in 2014 he was inducted into the Football SA Hall of Fame for his outstanding contributions and lasting impact on the game. The late Mr. David Hewitson. Ms. Margaret Sue Koo is recognised for service to the creative arts, particularly as an embroiderer. Ms. Koo is a distinguished figure in the world of embroidery, celebrated for her exceptional expertise and unwavering dedication to preserving and advancing the craft. Over a career spanning decades, she has combined technical excellence with a deep passion for teaching, inspiring countless students and artists, both in Australia and internationally. As the principal of Margaret Lee Embroidery, Ms. Koo has been at the forefront of embroidery education and innovation, sharing her knowledge through workshops, lectures and exhibitions, both locally and overseas. Ms. Koo's influence is further reflected in her published works, including The Art of Chinese Embroidery and The Art of Bead Embroidery, Japanese style, which are regarded as essential texts in the field. Ms. Koo has contributed significantly to the broader arts community through her long-standing involvement with the Embroiderers Guild of South Australia and through advisory roles with institutions such as the Art Gallery of South Australia. Ms. Margaret Sue Koo. The late Mr. Barry John Priori is recognised for service to people who are deaf or hard of hearing. Ms. Rachel Priori, the daughter of the late Mr. Priori, will accept the award on behalf of the family. Mr. Priori's enduring legacy of advocacy transformed Australia's approach to the deaf community, securing Auslan's place in the national dialogue and fostering a more inclusive understanding of deaf culture. A founding member and former president of Deaf Australia, Mr. Priori played a central role in the national recognition of Auslan, helping to secure its place in education, public communication and emergency broadcasting. He also worked with the South Australian Association of the Deaf, the Royal South Australian Deaf Society, now Deaf Can Do, and co-founded Sign Language Australia. A gifted performer, Mr. Priori's Adelaide fringe show, Naughty Hands, Signs of Love, Lust and Insults, celebrated deaf identity with wit and warmth. His life and impact were captured in the documentary The Silent World of Barry Priori, Signing, Not Waving, which brought visibility to the deaf experience and has preserved the legacy of a man whose voice was expressed through his hands and his heart. The late Mr. Barry John Priori. Your Excellency, that concludes the presentations for this morning.
Thank you very much, Official Secretary, and thank you everyone. Look, I'm sure you agree that they were heartwarming stories, they were inspirational stories, they were things that make us think, how on earth can they do that? But what it tells me is, what it speaks to, I think, is what it takes to make a community like ours in terms of service and achievement. And Rod and I have just been so pleased to be able to share today with you. We'll look forward to chatting to you all afterwards, more photos to be taken, glass of bubbly for anyone who wants it. Please continue to enjoy a very special occasion.
Thank you, Your Excellency. If you are able, please be upstanding for the departure of Her Excellency and Mr. Bunton and the official party. Can I please ask the guests to join Her Excellency and Mr. Bunton in the drawing rooms, and for the recipients to remain in the room for the official photograph. As I said before, you'll be welcome to come back in here afterwards and take any kind of family photographs that you wish. So if I can invite guests, please, to the drawing rooms. Thank you very much.